guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're here at the return of the Detroit Auto Show in Motor City. Of course, walking around the convention showroom floor, we had to stop at the Ford booth, especially for this vehicle here. This is it. This is a 2023 Ford Bronco, but guess what? You're looking at it, it's not your typical new Bronco. This is the Heritage Edition Bronco. But before we get into this full-on, full off-road vehicle that's been around for years from Ford, let's talk about what's going on here. The Bronco. It's been back, and it's been back in such a big way that people, including yours truly, has had to wait years. We actually waited 2 years to get our Bronco. Many people are waiting at least a year, even more. But you know what? Ford is gonna keep pumping them out, and one thing that they wanna make sure they do is also make some very special models for those that want something a little bit different. The Bronco's been around since 1966. We talked about the design, and Ford has really done a great job with recreating that special look and feel of the original Broncos. But now with this Heritage Edition, they actually brought a lot of appointments to kind of blend it in to that Bronco from the past, but yet you're still driving a new vehicle. So let's go ahead, let's dive into this race red Bronco Heritage Edition, find out what's unique, and see if this is the Bronco you should be buying over all the other trims and additions. Let's check it out. Right off the bat, the color. Usually I'm not a big fan of race red on an SUV or bigger vehicle. It's working on this, and I'll show you why. Up front, you're getting that same great look of the Bronco, but you'll notice the white grille from one side to the other, blending it in to 1966, taking you all the way back. Something so simple, but yet it stands out in a very big way, and I think it works well, cutting down the brightness of race red. You're gonna still get those same familiar LED headlights, daytime running lamps, and turn signals, and I think this is one of those retro, but also contemporary designs that Ford hit the nail on the head with the lighting of this Bronco. Now, coming across the front, what's a nice extra touch, besides the horn that's beeping in the background, we have the Ford badge, also in race red with the white accents all the way across in the grille. I like the functionality. And then as we lower our way down, all the way down to ground level, you're gonna have, of course, your steel modular front bumper. I love the way they did the classic style of the tow hooks. You got LED fog lamps, and like I said, that nice overall style. Now, working our way down to the bottom, you'll notice that underneath, real metal skid plates to protect those inner bits underneath. If you're wondering about ground clearance, we're looking at over 10 inches of ground clearance on this Bronco, and having that setup for the Heritage Edition really evokes that older style. Like I said, going back to 1966. Now, when you get up on the hood of this Bronco, you're gonna notice the nice rise in that hood. No satin flat black, that wasn't something that was done back in 1966, so it's just gonna be all race red. Now, as we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. This is another area where they hit the nail on the head with that retro style. We have this steel wheel simulated with the white paint job to blend in nicely with the grille. You got your Bronco badge in the center. Of course, we got those Goodyear off-road tires. One fun fact to remind you of is, remember, these Goodyears are specifically made for the Bronco because of the word Wrangler. These are Wrangler off-road tires, but it does not say Wrangler anywhere on this tire. 35-inch tires. Love the look with all of the other white accents. I'm gonna have Lori kind of zoom in, show off all that suspension work. The great news is you get to have it your way, just like Burger King. So underneath the hood, you could get the 2.3 liter EcoBoost, or you could get the larger twin turbo V6 EcoBoost engine. On the fender, that white line tying in nicely with the grille, tying nicely in with the wheels, that classic Bronco strip all the way down the side. Of course, we have to have a little bit of fender flare. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, is this the same fender flare off a Wild Track? No, it's actually uniquely designed for this Bronco Heritage Edition. Working our way down the side, you are gonna get running boards, stationary running boards with the Bronco name specifically for this vehicle. Remember, that's one of the things that with the Bronco, it's all about really personalizing the vehicle. There's a plethora of different accessories, add-ons, and everything else that you could do. But this is one other way that you could get it right from Ford with some of those special touches. You have, of course, your white modular removable roof. Ours on the Wild Track is going to be dark gray. This one is that bright white with the white stripe coming all the way down the side. I think this being a two-door is really just checking off all the boxes for that classic look. I know that was really what won me over. Four-door is great for usability, but two-door, the dimensions, the ease of driving and everything else, and that classic look really just works perfect. Working our way towards the rear, as you can see with the two-tone, I like the way they just ended it perfectly in that body line. And then as we kind of slide through what's going on back here, of course, you're going to have your rear-mounted tire. We got our Bronco badge in that aluminum finish, nice aluminum style finish, LED lighting. And then, like I said, from the back, it's like we're back in 1966 again, just by looking at that familiar shape. I'm gonna go ahead and squat down, and you can see you're still gonna get your towing capability, you're still gonna get that great 4x4 system, the Bilstein dampers, the whole 9 yards with this Heritage Edition. But why don't we go ahead, not just about the outside, let's dump into the inside and take a look of what's going on with this Bronco. All right, guys, we're inside this Heritage Edition. It's sort of like being in a DeLorean, but not really. You know, if you want to go back in time, you could get your DeLorean with the flux capacitor. That's what Ford wanted you to do without having to go get a DeLorean and all that stuff. They're trying to take you back in time, but have a lot of the new technology that we kind of learned to love in many different ways. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, how much is this? So basically, it's just going to be an additional charge on top of a trim. So basically, this one, you're looking right around $55,000 the way that this is spec'd. Let me know how you feel about the pricing. We're going to show you what the Heritage brings to the table to the removable door panel. So remember, the doors, roof, everything comes off. I like the way the Broncos bring the race red into the door panel. I guess the only zonk that I have is I would have liked to have seen some white on the door panel since we have so much white on the exterior. You do got your safety cargo net for 2 Twinkies. Keep your Twinkies safe while you're going rock crawling and bouncing around. And then going from the door panel to the dash, here's where they brought the white. So you have your flat white on the interior. I'm glad they didn't do a gloss white. That would have been too tacky. The Bronco name in red. You got your AC vents. And then if you're wondering, well, Joe, why do we have this infotainment system? This is the 8-inch system. This is not the larger 10-inch system, 12-inch. I'm cutting down on size here. The reason why is, think about it. They wanted it to look more retro. There were no screens back in 1966 in your car. You were lucky to have maybe 2 TVs in your house, and those were those big ones in the cabinets that kind of lasted for 30, 40, 50 years. Anyways, you got your 8-inch infotainment system. I've always liked how we have the switches up top to lock the front diff, the rear diff, and everything in between. Working our way down, you have physical knobs, just like back then. AC, a lot of the original Broncos didn't even have AC, so that's one thing I'm sure you don't want to give up on. Heated seats, USB-C, USB-A. We have our Twinkie tray down here, 4 off-road Twinkies, so you can really maximize. I do like the way they brought the white to this nice-looking Heritage VIN plate. We got our O crap handle with some of that red. And then obviously our shifter for our 10-speed automatic. So no matter if you go 2.3-liter EcoBoost or twin-turbo V6, you got that 10-speed automatic. Remember, if you go 2.3-liter EcoBoost, you could get a 6-speed manual. Actually, technically it's a 7-speed manual because there's a crawler gear. You got your goat mode selector knob, go over any terrain, switch from 2 high to 4 automatic, 4 low and 4 high. You got your AC controls. You got your window controls. This is one of those areas that feels a little cheap compared to the Jeep. That rhymes. Cheap compared to the Jeep. Rubbermaid on the armrest, lifted up. You could easily put, I would say, 10 pieces of fool's gold in there. And see if you could fool any of your friends. Maybe you don't have any friends that are fools. Maybe all your friends are fools and you're going to have to get even more. But you could put about 10 pieces in there. Seats, we got the plaid retro look with a modern twist. All cloth, all manual seat control. Nice large cushions. There's your seat controls on the side. I'm actually going to move the seat for you. You can see the back seat. They actually brought the plaid design into the back. Kind of cool. And if you've ever sat in this rear seat, it actually is very, very spacious. I'm not getting back there right now because we're at the auto show and we got a lot of people that want to jump into this thing. Speaking about jumping, jump your way over here. I want to show you behind the wheel of the Heritage Edition Bronco. All right, guys, behind the wheel of this Bronco Heritage Edition, and it's one of those things that, even being 6 feet tall, got plenty of room in here. If you're taller and you don't have enough headroom, just drive without the roof. It's that simple, but I like the way everything is laid out in here. Obviously, you got your manual seat controls, and when it comes to the cushions, nice and supportive. The only thing I would have liked to have seen is maybe a little something more in the steering wheel. Now, what they did do is the red stitching all the way around, which is a nice touch. You got that Bronco badge. We do have, besides the Bronco badge, our flat black on the buttons, and we have our 7-inch digital display with an analog speedometer. But the white comes all the way over from one side to the other. Manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. I can't wait to get behind one of these and actually go do some off-roading, but we got to wrap it up. We're drawing a crowd. We need to wrap it up here from Detroit, so let's get to it. All right, guys, it's been another amazing day here at the Detroit Auto Show. Definitely want to thank everybody at Ford for inviting us out to check out what they brought to showcase for this very special return. Let me know what you think about this Bronco Heritage Edition. Is it something that really hits the nail on the head perfectly for a retro design? Would you have liked to see more done to this particular vehicle? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. We got to give it up to Lori, working that camera like a champ. Show her some love in the comment section. Check her out on Instagram. She really posts some very creative things. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.